If you know, you know.
Okay.
Scoot it over. He said scoot over. Everything that he is saying, first of all, the three individuals sitting at this table inviting him in.
Right. Yes, let's see.
Write it down.
Scripture says, write it down.
Write it down, make it
Yes.
plain.
Can you tell I've watched this a couple times? When everyone hits the table at the same time, outstanding timing.
Hallelujah.
Wait for him to...
Amen.
God is good.
All the time.
Nailed it. Oh my God. The head nod. And everybody says it at the same time, and everyone is in sync. And for some reason, the joy that they are having just creeps out of my phone into my soul, and I love it, and I can't explain why. This next clip is a clip we've quoted on the show because well done.
Mac and cheese. Oh, man. Mac and cheese.
Okay. There is a mac and cheese taste test going on.
Yuck!
Yep.
That might be white cheddar, baby. That might be, yeah, that
I
might be
love
white
this
cheddar.
so much.
It's okay. I gotta play the 7 out of 10.
The fact that she says, yuck, with extra syllables, and then says, it's okay. Meredith, thank you so much for joining Not Gonna Lie today. For anyone who doesn't know, we actually have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm. We do.
You're a fellow Philly and Jersey Shore girl.
Big time.
You're a mom of 3 tiny humans.
Yeah.
And you've been in the professional hockey world while I've been over on the football side.
Yes.
And I'm so glad we're getting the chance to meet. So thank you so much for coming to chat.
Thank you.
This is very
Thanks for having
exciting. I actually do want to share, you guys were just at the Olympics.
Yeah. Were you there?
We were.
Okay, because I saw.
I feel like
You
we're
know,
a
the
little
camera
ships
went
passing
over.
in the night a little bit.
Yeah,
We should stop doing that.
I know.
Okay. How was your time in Milan? Did you guys
Great.
enjoy it?
It was great. Yeah, we were there for literally 4 days. So the kids stayed on East Coast time, which was really fun. But
Wasn't that crazy? We tried to do the same thing.
I left Thursday, arrived Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then went to the game that night. I saw you guys on the big screen.
My husband?
Yeah,
Yes.
because he was wearing the same hat that like my daughter brought home. Like that.
Of course he
that
was.
thing?
It was a flower that's
Oh.
indigenous to the mountains.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because she was wearing it the other day, and I was like,
It was a children's hat. I can confirm it
Yeah.
was intended, I believe, for children.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
in
it was-
Paris, he had his beret that he put all of his pins on. And so he needed a hat to put his pins on. And someone very graciously gave
Nice.
him that one.
Romantic.
Angel, shout out to Angel, got him that hat on our production team in
Perfect.
Milan. So,
But yeah, we went to the game that night.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, had the day off. We went up to Bellagio,
Yes.
above Como.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, woke up. It was Johnny's birthday. Went to the gold medal game, and then woke up Monday and left. So
That
The
day
kids-
was Johnny's birthday.
Yeah.
When they won the gold medal.
yeah, his second birthday. Yeah,
That's
I know, it's
so
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, it was very special.
What a great birthday celebration.
Yeah, I know. I felt
Oh,
like
what a
everything fell
party.
into perfect place. Yeah, it was
Gosh,
cool.
that was great. And staying on East Coast time. So what time were they going to bed? Like 1 a.m.?
2
Yep.
woke. Johnny slept till
tried.
noon.
We tried that.
I tried to put him to bed, and then I was like, he was just tossing and turning for 3 hours. I
Yep.
was like, all right, we'll just go back downstairs,
Yes.
run around. So
Be
it
awake.
was fine. When we got home, there was no
Is that not the
adjustment
most?
needed.
It's the so like parenting in a different zip code. I always say when you go
Yeah.
on trips, it's just parenting in a different zip code.
I know.
Yeah.
People were like, this is amazing. You got to go here. You got to try this. I was like, I am not on
When?
vacation. I hope the room service can speak for Italy because that's
That's it.
and it was great. Delicious.
I'm pretty sure no matter where you eat in Italy,
yeah.
the pasta and the bread are going to be outstanding, and a million other things. We already talked about this, but don't come after me for saying only pasta and bread. I'm a carb girl.
Me too. Me
So
too.
they nailed
Pasta,
our
pizza.
hotel nailed it too.
It was so good.
I had a focaccia. I ate one every single. Queen Emma's nodding her head because I made her eat it too. I ate one every single day we were there.
I ordered pizza, like room service pizza,
As you should.
with like a side pasta. I was like, which one should I try? They were like, this is a hotel. I was like,
Yes.
I don't.
They were like, we're actually not known for this. Now we're actually recording this today in our Philly studio because 1, we love Philly.
That's right.
And 2, you're in town visiting family.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You are a Delco girly. Is that right?
Well, I grew up in Malvern, kind of Chester County, but
Oh, okay.
my parents grew up in Delco, so
Oh,
I'll take
that
it.
counts. I technically grew up most of my life in Montgomery County, but we moved back to Delco the second we had a chance. So I like to claim Delco, although people love to get me on technicalities all the time.
Yeah, my dad does that so hard. He'll be like, I'm a Delco boy. It's like, you kind of live in Malvern, but
you left them. It is better than the people who live in South Jersey and say they're from Philly.
That's right.
So we can live with that.
That's good.
We can live with ourselves there. Is it safe to assume go Birds?
Absolutely.
I love it so much. I knew this was safe space. I knew it in my heart.
Course.
Were you a Flyers fan as well?
Yeah, just Phillies fan. Philly, anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what teams did you follow the most closely in your house? Because we were in Eagles, Phillies house.
Okay. My dad was definitely Phillies, Flyers.
Okay.
But any Philly sport team, but probably the Phillies.
Okay. Now, you go to Avalon.
Yep.
Do you ever feel, for those of you who don't know, the Jersey Shore that we go to collectively is not the Jersey Shore, and I've mentioned this on the show a couple times, is not the Jersey Shore that you might catch JWoww at.
It's not what you're thinking.
It's not. It's some good, clean family fun.
Yes.
Very little gym, tan, and laundry. It's different. But do you ever feel inclined to just be less cool by a mile and come one stop north of where you are? Because you go to Avalon.
Yeah.
We are a Sea Isle family through and through.
Just pass right by
It's
it.
literally one stop ahead of Avalon. So we have a shorter commute.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I would be here by now.
You get it. I'd love to talk some more about Avalon because I hear that's where you and Johnny met.
Yeah, we did.
And from the article that you wrote, you guys met at the Princeton?
Well, we were actually next door neighbors. So down the shore, your houses are on top of each other.
Yes.
Like you can't be outside hanging out.
No, you're down the shore with your neighbors.
Yes. You can't be outside at the same time, not knowing exactly what they're talking about or everything about them. So that's how we met. And then we went out that night to the Princeton. And you're like, oh, here we are again. The only place to be.
How much hockey knowledge did you have when you met your husband?
Not like, I didn't know the rules. I didn't know offsides. I would.
Thank you so much for bringing this up.
No.
Because I just had to be coached up at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Watching the women's game for icing.
That's a hard one.
Thank you so much for saying that.
I did not know that
means
either.
A lot.
Because I was like, I don't understand. And like, why are they sprinting for it?
Yes.
And then I just never got that.
Okay.
And then when they knew the
Thank
whistle
you so much.
I guess it can't cross a couple of the lines.
Yeah. With no one touching it.
It's shaky on icing. I do know offsides though.
We'll figure it out. You can teach me offsides and we'll get Jason to teach us icing. This is great. We'll figure it out. He was a hockey player through high school. He loves ice hockey.
No way.
Loves it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should get into like a little bit of men's league or something.
Well, he's creaky. That's what I call it. He's creaky. He gets up out of bed and he's like, less now.
That's how I feel. So I can't imagine.
I know, right? We're all creaky. Now, when you met your husband, what drew you to him?
I noticed his style. He just kind of stood out for some reason. And I was like, I don't know why. He's so cute in his little fitted jeans. But that stood out. And he had like pinks. I just thought his look, just his overall appearance just stood out to me. I'll never forget that.
Do you still remember meeting, like you can picture meeting him for the first time?
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. He just came over for my sister's birthday pregame. His friends were already over, so I opened like the back sliding door because our houses were on the bay, so it's go around the back.
Yep.
And I was like, I just opened the door. I was like, your friends are upstairs because the houses are upside down. And he was just like, I remember he said, "Hi, I'm Johnny," and I was like, "Hi, your friends are upstairs." And then
hi, bye.
that was really it. And then, because I really wasn't partaking in this pregame. And then when my sister gave me a hard time and I got changed and I came out and I was like, same girl. That was me. Like, they were like, who's this one? And I was like, no, I just took off my gross day clothes. Sorry. Like, I didn't look that different, but I guess I do.
I'm going to the Princeton, guys. I'm dressed up. I'm not going to the OD. I'm going to the Princeton.
We're going to the Princeton tonight, right? Gotta go. I gotta know before I go get changed.
Yeah.
That was really it. And then the day after, I was like, are you still down the shore? Like, when somebody's home down the shore.
Yeah.
And then we went out on the jet skis, and then I was working night shift at CHOP. So I would do the commute because I wanted to see him. And then I came to learn later, like, he was staying down the shore because I was coming back, but he was staying overnight down the shore alone, which I didn't realize till later was like very unlike him.
Yeah.
Because he never liked to be alone. And it was the weekday now. His siblings and his parents were back working, but he was staying down the shore. And I was like, oh, it's because I'm coming back.
It feels very like summer love story. And the gift of the shore keeps on giving because you also got engaged at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
In Avalon, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to do that in Seattle? Weird.
No, we were really close. We were right on the inlet, on the jetty.
Yes.
So I could see Sea Isle.
Perfect.
I think it might be in the background of our beautiful photos. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised were you?
I was shocked.
Were you?
I was shocked, yeah. Because it was just the next summer. No. Was it? 18? No, 2 summers later.
I literally do this too.
Wow.
No, whenever anyone's like, a timeline. And I'm like, kiss my ass.
I was like, wow. That all kind
You think I can pull dates out like that?
Because we met at the end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
That first summer. Then the next summer we had together. Right? And then the next summer got engaged. And I was like, whoa. Like, people were shocked that, like, oh, Johnny Gaudreau has a girlfriend. Johnny Gaudreau is getting engaged. And I was like, no one was more shocked than me. Like, I swear. Because he had to go away for the bubble. It was like COVID. They were finishing up their season after the big pause. Mm-hmm. So he was away for like 6 weeks, July into August. Mm-hmm. And then came home, proposed like the next night. So I was like, that was not on my radar. Like, I was also had just worked, and it was another one of I was like post shift. Mm-hmm. So pretty much anything could happen to me that day. I'm not going to notice. I was so tired, but it was perfect. It was really nice.
That's amazing. Who took the photos? Because you actually have photo evidence that this happened.
Our sisters, my sister Lily and his sister Katie, they tell a really funny story because they were getting eaten alive by the flies.
Sure.
So they were hiding in the dunes for a while, wearing their hats. And it was funny because when they came running after he proposed and took a lot more photos, I was like, oh, wow, you got a photographer? Like, I was just so, caught off guard. And I was like, oh my God, it's Lily and Katie. Like, so.
Oh, we know them.
I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, wow, this is so thought out.
Right.
It was just really cool because the jetty was one of those spots that I showed him when I was like, oh, my favorite spot in Avalon is this jetty. And he was like, why? I was like, it's just cool. You could see Sea Isle from here.
That's it. Thank you so much for noticing.
I like to look at Sea Isle from here.
No, so he had this all planned out.
I guess so, yeah.
And how far in advance did he have it planned out? Because if he did it that quickly after getting back,
I know.
When did he get the ring? Yeah,
he was texting with his mom to like do a lot of that legwork for him. And he showed me afterwards he was going back and forth with her, FaceTiming, because the same, he was in Edmonton.
Yes.
And then came home and literally proposed the next night because I was like, what? Like, when did this happen? So it was really cool.
Now, you guys officially became a hockey wife, obviously, but you started going to Johnny's games even before that up in Calgary. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was that like the first time you went to a game?
That was crazy. When I flew out to Calgary from Philly, his face was on like a billboard in the airport. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Because
you're like, okay, stalker.
It like, is that you?
Following me.
I was like, is that your face? Because Calgary being a Canadian market, it's such a big deal up there. It's still, it's a big deal here, but it's not
Eat,
everywhere.
sleep, breathe hockey.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I thought that was the coolest thing. Just having a city care so much about like one sport. And, I felt like I was in another world. Like I'd never really been out of the country. And now I just flew to Canada. And I think I got off the plane, like got an Uber to his apartment because he was already at a game. And I met him there and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Because I actually, when you're one of the wives or the girlfriends, you can use the player's entrance.
Yes.
He doesn't tell me any of this. So I'm like,
Nope.
okay, I'm going to a game by myself. This is so weird. Ticket for one. I went in through like the main entrance because
of course.
What else?
What other entrance were you supposed to use?
And then I sat in my seat and I like definitely saw the other wives and I was like, they're probably like, there's one girl here by herself. And I didn't go down to the room in between intermissions. He didn't tell me any of this.
Nope.
And I'm not going to be like, oh, Johnny Gaudreau here for him. Let me in the room. So I just was sat in my seat the whole game. I think I got French fries on the concourse.
Yep.
And then afterwards he was like, where are you? And I was like, I'm in my seat still. I don't know where to go. Like, what am I going to do? Walk out the front door?
Right.
Wait for you on the curb? So
hitchhiking at the front door.
He was like, you can come down. Like, you've been on the list. I was like, oh, you didn't tell me that. So
what list?
I'm like, I didn't know there was a list. So I just sat there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I called one of my friends because I was like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because looking back, I'm like, whoa. So then when I see like new girlfriends on the team, I'm like, come over here.
Yes.
All the boys are the same. They might not share these details.
1,000%. They all are the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
across sports.
Yeah.
They are all the same.
They were all so welcoming to me. It was just more like John was so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he told anyone like, hey, Meredith is coming. Look out for her. Help her out.
No, it's a secret.
Yeah. It kind of was. So I was like,
surprise.
I'm just going to go get some French fries up there and sit in my seat until this game's over.
Until somebody tells me where I'm supposed to be.
And after the game, the guys take forever to do whatever they're doing.
Cough their hair. I always used to say Jason's curling every individual beard hair. Yeah. He'll be out when he's out. He was always the last one.
Same
or second to last
for a while.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would be in that room after now I was comfortable. It's in the room. Because I was like.
Because you were on the list.
Yeah, I was on the list. I knew where the man was that would read the list.
Uh-huh.
But last one out of that room. Because I remember like, when the door opens, I'm like, that's not John. So
yes.
You guys have a great night. I'll be in here for a couple more hours. Some treatment. I don't know. Couple beers in the sauna, mostly.
Maybe. Honestly.
Because he wasn't even a big treatment type of guy. I swear.
Definitely beers in the sauna.
What were you doing in there?
Beers in the sauna.
He was like, they had sushi. I was like, oh, how was it?
Cool. Mine was just right here. And then you went from NHL wife to NHL mom.
Yeah.
When you had your daughter, Noah.
Yes, that was like a new city too. So I felt like I was like a chicken with my head cut off for a while because it was new mom, new city all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And doing those two things at once.
Now that's when you guys landed in Columbus,
yes.
Right? Okay.
So I was 38 weeks pregnant when we moved there. So it's like I met my OB the next day. I was like, I'll just come back tomorrow and have this baby.
Mm-hmm.
But, the city took us in. It was such an easy transition for as easy as it could be until I just had to be like, okay, now I need to figure out this new mom life.
Yes.
Doing that and moving to a new city at once is crazy.
Now, in your essay for the Players Tribune, you wrote a lot about your kids and how excited John was about being a dad.
Mm-hmm.
How special was it for you to have your kids watch their dad playing?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, they're so young, so Noah loves looking back at those pictures and watching warm-ups. It's very special when your dad skates over and you can kind of blow a kiss and wave and do those things. And there's a while or two in her crib, she was laying there and chanting CBJ just to herself one night.
Raising them right.
She's just,
God,
she understands the lifestyle. So that was cool. She, would always have her eat pregame meal with him.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of cute pictures of them doing that together because that was just like a pasta carb load type of day. And, you know, it was actually just yesterday. It was like 10:45 in the morning. And she was like, can I have some pasta? And I just like, I had such a flashback to like, you always used to eat pasta at this time with daddy. So yeah, you're still
doing it.
Let's still do it. So yeah, it was cool. She, you know, I wonder what she kind of holds in and remembers now, because she said things like, oh, daddy's not here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, no, but that's okay. And she'll still have fun though. So that's all that matters to me.
I do think it's interesting. We've found with our first, she's like an elephant. She remembers everything.
Yeah.
And she has said things like years after about like something she experienced, and she'd be like, oh, that's that place we went when this happened. And so it's funny, I think, to experience what kids have stored as like that core memory.
Yeah.
Things that they've kept with them that I'm sure that she has.
Right.
That she hasn't felt the need to tell you about yet.
I think a lot of those two might be our time spent together down the shore, because our most recent time together as a family was our time in Avalon.
Yep.
It was just the other day she said something like, she wanted to go to the beach. She was like, oh, look, it's sunny and this is your favorite. I was like, yeah, I love the summer. I love the beach. And then she was like, yeah, and we can get ice cream because the ice cream truck, something she remembered. And I was like, yeah, we'll get ice cream when summertime.
Yeah. We're so close. We're so close.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what do you think John's best skill as a dad was?
He was, there was a lot of them, but he would like go in and just be like, I'm just gonna make sure she's still breathing. I was like, okay. And like he was very like worried or like really gentle, but like, you know, once you kind of get comfortable, and once we had our second baby, like he was just like, I got this.
Yeah.
So I just remember he would always go in, and I can look back on our Nanit, like the saved footage and stuff, and he just like looks. He's like, okay. So like I just remember him always doing that.
Are you moving?
Yeah.
Yes, you're moving.
Yeah. He was really good at like just, you know, just always checking on things. He actually was the best at putting our second Johnny to sleep. You know, when like it hits bedtime and you're like, I just got like flushed with anxiety. Like, what is bedtime going to bring on tonight?
Yes.
He was just like our fussy baby. And I remember one time John was like, I'll put him to bed. Like, I like doing it. And I was like, oh, please. Because I get totally stressed out when it's time for Johnny's bedtime, because he was just so hard to put to bed some nights. And I just remember John was like, can I do it? Like, I want to do it. I like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, please take it.
Yeah, I was like, go ahead.
Please take this opportunity.
Yeah, he
it
just
really
had
is.
the touch.
Every night is there's always a ringer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense that you would be like, hey,
yeah,
you can absolutely take
I was
this
just never good at the transfer.
Sure.
And John told me, this is a great tip. You know, they fall asleep in your arms and you're like, all right, here it goes. I'm going to put them down. But he said you have to wait till their mouth opens and they're kind of like catching flies sleeping.
Sure.
And
really
he's
out.
Like, yeah. And I was like, oh. So he would be like, and you know, when they're like,
yep.
That's when. That's a little tip. And every time I see the kids doing that, I think of John.
That's so amazing.
You know, don't be pregnant at my wedding. Like, I was like, no, trust me, I don't want to be. Like, that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then her bachelorette happened, and I came home, and for some reason, Maddie at the rehearsal dinner was sitting across from me, and I was like fake drinking beer, and he kept looking at me, and I was like,
nothing going on here.
I was like, I have a 5-month-old. I'm not pregnant, Maddie. But he kept being like, and I was like, you have this one. I think this one's skunked. And he was like, what? And I was like, what are you on to me for, Maddie? And then I was like, baby Johnny is 5 months old. Like, don't worry. And then Katie was like, yeah, no, I know she's not. Like, she told me she got her period like right after the Bachelorette. And I was like, yeah, I did. And then, you know, quiet John is sitting there And then we were walking to our car and he was like, you just lied to Katie. What are you talking about? He's like, you didn't have your period last week. And I was like, I know. And he was like,
I was supposed to.
he was like, what are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, he's like, why did you say that? And I was like, I did not have my period last week. No. He's like, I know you didn't. Like, hello. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'm pregnant. He was like, what? And it was just so funny because it was just such a shock to both of us. And then I wanted to tell him in a way cooler way than that, but I was like,
but Maddie was on you.
I don't, your siblings were all over me. And then I just can't imagine he was sitting there being like, she is lying and I don't know why.
Wouldn't it have been hilarious had he been like, no, you didn't?
And I was like, surprise everyone at once. Like, so that was so funny because we were just driving home back down the shore from this rehearsal dinner, and he was like, are you nuts? And I was like, yeah, this is all my fault. Like,
takes two to
I was
tango.
literally just like, I don't know. And he was like, 3 kids? Like, this is insane. He's like, I'm excited. I'm really nervous though. So I have all of these text messages. I took screenshots to save for Carter because the next day he was skating and he was like, I can't focus on this skate. I can't believe we're having a 3rd baby. He's like, and just like, I think I had like 20.
Like a stream of consciousness.
20 text messages from him being like, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. Like, I can't believe this. You're crazy. And I was like, yeah, this is crazy. So,
that's so special. It's so special to save things like that.
I know I'm really kind of obsessed with saving stuff like that now because John even sent me like a selfie of himself like in that moment. So I thought that was cool to save for Carter.
Very
and his face is just kind of like, so it's cute because Carter looks exactly like him too. So it'll be special to show him one day and then screenshots. Yeah.
Now, as painful and unimaginable as it all is, do you take some comfort knowing that you did get to tell him?
Yeah.
Oh God, you're gonna get me now.
Yeah, because yeah, he, because some people did say like, oh, did John know? It's like, yeah, of course he knew. It just only was like about a week long, but yeah, he I also knew he always liked the name Carter, so I wasn't sure. We didn't obviously know the gender. We never found out the gender of our kids, but we had a list of names we liked, and obviously Johnny's name was after him and his grandfather, but I knew he liked Carter. So I'm excited to tell Carter one day, like, he really loves your name because Johnny's name was just had to be Johnny. I don't know, maybe he doesn't like that name as much as he likes the name Carter. So,
that is a special tidbit.
Yeah. And he really didn't want Johnny to be John Michael, which is John's name, my husband's name. He just didn't want it to be John Michael. So we got to do Carter Michael. So Michael is John's middle name too.
That's so special.
Yeah, I thought it all kind of fit. Because I remember one time he was also telling, it was actually Maddie and Madeline. He was like, we're, just dishing out names. He's like, how about Carter? And I was like, that's one of our names.
Don't use that name.
He's like, yeah, I know, I just like it. I was like, shh. You don't tell people the names you like when you're not even pregnant. Because we weren't pregnant at the time. He's like, how about Carter? And I was like,
yeah, stop giving our names away.
So then, I was so stressed over what to name the baby because we never got to talk about it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I know he likes the name Carter.
That's such a beautiful tribute to make sure that he was involved.
Yeah. It's really funny. One of those apps, it's kind of like a Tinder app.
We did this.
Yeah, you swipe on the names and you have a match.
And you see what matches.
Got Carter on the match.
Perfect.
Yeah. So funny. Carter Michael.
Now, if you're comfortable sharing, I think everyone who supports and loves you and your family would appreciate hearing your perspective on what happened. The day before your sister-in-law Katie's wedding, can you take me through that day?
Yeah, it was, we were staying with his parents that week to kind of help Katie. I was one of her maids of honor, so we were, the night before doing all the favors, which I thought was cute because John him and I were like doing a lot of that stuff, getting the favors ready for the next day. He woke up and, packed up our car. We were doing, the boys went to go golf and the girls were just having lunch, but I was bringing the kids home to my parents' house because they were babies, it's crazy. So Noah was not 2 yet and Johnny was 6 months old. So, when you're a parent and in a wedding, you don't really get to partake in all the things. But I was glad he golfed that day with his brother and his dad. And then they were just having little barbecue out by the pool that night. And I was at my parents' house and just got a call, come over, and I didn't know at all what happened. When I got there, though, there was a lot of cop cars out front and it was starting to rain. And I was like, just had a bad gut feeling. I heard, they told me over the phone, we don't know what happened, but I think something happened to Maddie. So my whole drive over, I just thought oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to help John get through something that happened to his brother. And I didn't know anything happened. Mm-hmm. But I remember it like it was yesterday. Kind of keeps something that's just, I can't stop playing it in my head, but it just doesn't feel real still. And some people said it's like a defense mechanism, but I just, I was making all these phone calls because John didn't have his phone on him. He left his phone at his parents' house. So it's I have no clue what's going on. And just hit me like a ton of bricks. I remember being this can't be real.
Who actually delivered the news to you?
John's uncle, but he never even had to say it. It was just a look.
Yep.
And I just was like, what? It's just so weird. Just everything happened so fast, I guess. I don't know. I remember I was asking John, hey, what bag is Noah's sleep sack in? That was kind of it.
Now, Johnny's brother, Maddie's wife, Madeline, was also pregnant. Mm-hmm. How did you two support each other through this horrible loss?
Yeah, it was just, she's the closest person I have to relate to. So, trauma bonded forever now through that. But, just anything her or Trip ever needs, it's anything in the world they need, I'll be there for them forever. And she's been amazing for me and my kids. Just has that without no explanation needed, just whatever you need.
Now, was that their first that she was pregnant with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she was 4 or 5 months in. They had the baby she had Trip right after Christmas.
Okay.
So yeah, crazy.
Now, how have you and John's family leaned on each other?
Yeah, you're just, you're trying to be respectful of everyone's perspective. Something I have learned is just all about perspective. I try so hard to, my kids are very helpful for my in-laws. So we make sure we spend a lot of time together. It's nice for me sometimes when I'm around my mother and father-in-law, these are John's parents. That it feels good. It's just sometimes so heavy and hard too. But, they'll still come out to Columbus a few times and visit us. And anytime I'm here, we'll make a point to see each other. Spend a lot of time together in the summers. So none of that has changed. It's just, I kind of sometimes I just look at my father-in-law and he has a lot of the same mannerisms and stuff as John. So I'm sure
it has to be hard to see sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard. But, I can't imagine how they feel when they're around me. They've been incredibly supportive of me.
It wasn't an interview. It was just a peaceful evening, warm lights, soft chatter, and the kind of relaxed atmosphere that only happens when people feel completely safe around each other. Travis was leaning back on the sofa, Jason telling one of his loud jokes, and Taylor Swift sitting beside Kylie with that calm, gentle smile she wears when she's around people she trusts. But today, something was different about Kylie. Her eyes carried a softness, a quiet excitement, almost like a little secret she had been holding close to her heart. And when she finally said, "I need to tell you all something," the room shifted instantly. The noise faded. The smiles paused. Everyone leaned in, waiting. Taylor was the first to react. She looked at Kylie with that open, honest expression, eyebrows lifting slightly, her entire attention locked on her. She didn't know what was coming, but her heart felt it. Kylie took a breath, the kind you take before dropping life-changing news, and whispered that the Kelce family had just welcomed a brand new member. And right there, everything stopped. Taylor gasped, but it wasn't loud. It was soft, emotional, the kind of gasp you make when your heart jumps before your mind catches up. Her hand moved instantly to her chest as if she was trying to steady the sudden rush of feelings that hit her. Her eyes filled, shining, widening, like she had heard something too beautiful to process all at once. She leaned forward, her voice trembling with pure emotion. "Kylie, oh my God, are you serious?" There was no camera, no performance. This was Taylor Swift, real, human, and overwhelmed by joy. Then something happened that no one expected. Taylor stood up, moved to Kylie, and hugged her, deeply, tightly, like someone who wasn't reacting to news, but reacting to family. It wasn't a polite hug. It was the kind where your heart presses against someone else's because the moment is too big to hold alone. Kylie, surprised by the intensity, laughed softly and hugged her back. Even Jason, who always hides emotion behind humor, went completely quiet, watching the two women share a moment that felt sacred. Taylor pulled back, eyes still shining, and said with a shaky smile, "You have no idea how happy this makes me." And she meant every word. Her reaction wasn't just excitement, it was belonging. She didn't just celebrate the news, she felt it. Because this family, with all their loud laughter and huge hearts, had become hers too. Travis watched her with the softest expression he had. He wasn't smiling like a celebrity boyfriend. He was smiling like a man seeing the woman he loves fit perfectly, beautifully, into the family that shaped him. He reached for her hand, pulling her close, as if silently saying, "This is your home now too." Taylor laughed through her tears and started asking Kylie everything. "When did it happen? How are you feeling? Why didn't you tell me earlier?" Her voice was emotional but filled with warmth. She wasn't curious like a guest. She was curious like a sister. Kylie looked at her and said something that made Taylor freeze for a second. "I wanted to share it when my whole heart was in the room." Taylor blinked hard. That was a moment she truly realized. This wasn't Travis's family anymore. This was her family too. People who trusted her, loved her, and wanted her to be part of their most personal, intimate milestones. The room softened completely. Jason smiled with real warmth. Travis held Taylor closer, rubbing her shoulder gently. And Taylor, she couldn't stop glowing. She sat back down, still holding Travis's hand, still smiling through the aftershock of emotion. She whispered under her breath, but loud enough that everyone heard it. "This family keeps giving me moments I'll never forget."